Is Hilo from high school?
Of course it is. What else would it be? Welcome to the New Jersey and New York Tours for History. During this trip, we're going to be exploring the historical colonial sites in New Jersey and New York.
What are we doing today, sir?
So today we're going to be taking about a 1.5 hour drive to the Monmouth Battlefield State Park, which is in Freehold, and we're going to arrive there at about 10:30ish to 11, and we're going to be there from 11 to 4 because there's actually a reenactment of the Monmouth Battle. And just a quick background, George Washington and his Continental Army fought Sir Henry Clinton's troops, and that's also, the Monmouth Battle was also where Molly Pitcher, the legend of Molly Pitcher, was made. So yeah, you guys will learn more about that there. And then after that, we're going to take a 10-minute drive to Golden Corral, which is also in Freehold, and we're going to eat there for about an hour and a half, finish by around 5:30, and then take another 1.5 hour trip back to New Milford in our luxurious buses, of course. And we're gonna go to River Edge, and from there we're gonna go to Newbridge Landing, which is where George Washington retreated from British troops, and he crossed a bridge, and George Washington was able to retreat like 2,000 of his troops. So yeah, we're gonna be there for about like 45 minutes, and after that we're gonna go to the Holiday Inn in Fort Lee, right next to the George Washington Bridge, which is like 15 minutes away from Newbridge Landing. So we're gonna get there by around 8:30 to 9. So yeah, that's what today's gonna be like.
Are we going to eat on the way to that Monmouth, whatever it's called?
Actually, yeah, I forgot to mention, on the way to the Monmouth Battlefield State Park, that's what it's called. On the way, we're gonna be eating at a McDonald's for breakfast. So if you guys are hungry, we're gonna be eating there. We're only gonna be there for like 30 minutes because we can't really be there for that long. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Good morning, everybody. How was everyone's sleep? Don't answer that. I don't really care.
What are we doing today, sir?
But anyways, we're gonna be leaving here at about 10:30, and we're gonna go to Lafayette. We're gonna go to the Lafayette Grand Cafe and Bakery, which is on Lafayette Street in New York, and we'll get there in about an hour, depending on the traffic, considering the fact that it is morning time, so there's gonna be a lot of people. And we're gonna be there from 11:45 to about 1:15, so like 30 minutes. Hopefully that's enough eating time for you guys for brunch/breakfast. Alright, so the first few things that we're gonna be doing while we're here in New York. First we're gonna go to St. Paul's Chapel of Trinity Church, and it was a building during the colonial era that was built in 1766 in New York, and it was one of the few buildings that survived the Great New York City Fire in 1776. And we're also going to be going there to the churchyard because they have a few important people from the colonial times, just like colonial publisher John Holt and Continental soldier Richard Montgomery. And we're going to be at those two places for 30 minutes, and then at the Trinity Church we're going to be there for about an hour. So our total stay will be an hour and a half there. And then right after that, we're going to be going to the Federal National Monument, and we're going to be there for about an hour. And with the Federal National Monument, it is located in the financial district on Wall Street of Manhattan, and the building serves as a museum and memorial to our first president and the beginnings of the United States. So yeah, we're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be there for an hour, and right after that, we're gonna be going to our next location, which is the New York Historical Society. Alright, so during the New York Historical Society, this museum consists of various amounts of colonial historical substance varying from New York's Native American history and culture, New York's role in the American Revolution, and a lot of other things, but we're mainly going to be there for most of the colonial parts. And we're gonna be there for about an hour and a half. So we're gonna be there from like 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And after our stay at New York Historical Society, we're gonna make our way to Franz's Tavern by coach bus. And yeah, we're gonna be at the Francis Tavern. It was a pre-revolutionary and a revolutionary historical site, and its origins can be traced back to 1671, where the 10th and 17th mayor of New York stayed. And now the museum is for like colonial and post-colonial history. And the Francis Tavern was also a influential rendezvous point for the Sons of Liberties around the 1760s. So yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy the site. I know you can. And they also serve dinner here. So right after our tour around the Francis Tavern, we're gonna be eating there, and we're gonna be there from around 7 until 10 p.m. So yeah, guys. Right after the Francis Tavern, we're gonna use our coach bus, and we're gonna go to our hotel, which is the Plaza in Manhattan. That's what it's called, and it's right on the corner of Central Park. So yeah, it's a pretty good location, and that's where we're gonna be staying for the next 3 nights. Good morning, guys.
Wow, you finally decided to change your clothes.
I see you changed your clothes too.
Touché.
What are we doing today, sir?
Alright, so after we eat breakfast at the hotel, we're gonna take about a 20-minute drive in our coach bus, which is great, as you guys know now. We're gonna go to the Tribeca screening room, and from there we're gonna be watching a mini document of the American Revolution, and we're gonna watch 2 parts called the Conflict Ignites and 1776, and pretty much it's just about what initially fueled the American Revolution to begin around 1776. So we're gonna be there for about an hour and 40 minutes. So after the Tribeca screening room, we're gonna go to the African Burial Ground. So we're gonna leave the Tribeca screening room at about 3 p.m. So we'll get to the African Burial Ground at around 3:20 p.m. And the African Burial Ground is a burial ground that includes the engravings of free and enslaved Africans from 1680 to 1794. And we're gonna be meeting a tour guide there, and we're gonna be there for at least 1 hour. So yeah, that's the second thing that we're gonna be doing today. Alright, so we're gonna be done with the African Burial Ground by 4:20. We're gonna be there from 3:20 to 4:20. We're gonna go to the Dovetail, and that's where we're gonna eat dinner. We're gonna be there from 5 p.m. to 6:30, so it's about a 40-minute drive from the burial grounds to Dovetail, and we're gonna be there for an hour and a half. And then right after we eat at the Dovetail, we're gonna take a half-hour drive to Broadway, where we're gonna watch the Hamilton show at 7 p.m. And the Hamilton show is a musical based on the life of founding father Alexander Hamilton. And we're gonna watch the show from 7 to 10 p.m. and after that we're just gonna go back to the Plaza. How was you guys' last night at the Plaza?
I thought it was a pretty cool.
I know it's your last day, and I know that I made you guys wake up early, but everyone should go eat breakfast now. We're gonna be eating breakfast here at the hotel.
What are we doing today, sir?
We are gonna take a hour and 45-minute drive to the Huguenot Street Historic District, and we'll arrive there at about 11:15. Alright, so the Huguenot Street Historic District is one of the longest continually inhabited U.S. settlements, and it was originally settled by the French in around the 17th and 18th century. So yeah, we're gonna be there for about 2 hours. We're gonna leave around 1:15 p.m. to go to Fort Clock in St. Johnsville, which is also in upstate New York, and it's gonna be a 2.5-hour drive.
What if I get hungry on the way?
Don't worry about the food. On our 2.5-hour drive to Fort Clock in St. Johnsville, we are gonna be stopping at a Wendy's to eat there. We're gonna be there for about a half hour, so we're gonna arrive at Fort Clock at around 3:45. Fort Clock was originally built in 1750, and it was originally a trading stop for furs, and it was a fully functional farm. And now there are military reenactments there, and so we're gonna be there for 2 hours, and after that we are gonna leave at 5:45 to go back to where we met on the first day, which was at New Milford High School. So it's about a 3 hour and 15-minute drive, but we will be eating, just in case anyone wants to know. So we're gonna eat at Chipotle. So we'll arrive back at the high school at 9 p.m. and that'll be the end of our trip. Thank you for watching. This was a short film by Joshua Deus and Elijah Addams.